Kentucky Senator Rand Paul recently addressed the crowd at the CPAC convention in Washington, D.C. It was the 50th anniversary of the American Conservative Union, who hosts the event. In a straw poll for president, Rand Paul won in a landslide. I'm going to give you those numbers in a minute. We're going to play clips for you from the speech. It was one of the best political speeches that I have seen in a long time, and I believe that you will be benefited from watching it. It was almost like a history and a constitutional lesson. It was tremendous. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, who cares about CPAC? It's just another event. Not quite so quickly. For example, President Reagan addressed CPAC 12 times before, during, and after his presidency. President Reagan won the CPAC straw poll in 1976, before he was president. He won again in 1980, before he was president. He won in 84 for his re-election. And he spoke there during his second term saying, "You have to dance with those who brung you." He recognized the incredible power of CPAC and the conservative movement to help him win in 80 and 84, but especially in 80, because he, you have to remember, like Rand Paul, was the outsider. He was the anti-establishment Republican candidate in 1976 and in 1980. So, who else was at the CPAC convention and how did they fare? Before we play some clips from Rand's speech, let's look at who he beat. Rand Paul came in first, by the way, with 31%. He's up 6% from last year. Ted Cruz, senator from Texas, came in a distant second with 11%, although he was up 7 points from last year. Dr. Ben Carson, he got 9%. He has no history in politics. He's actually a surgeon. He successfully separated twins who were conjoined at the head. First time a surgeon did that. He made headlines when he openly rebuked the president at a prayer breakfast a couple of years ago. Governor Chris Christie from New Jersey, a distant fourth place with 8%. He's up 1%. Senator Rick Santorum, a favorite of the Christian right, he was only at 7%. He's down 1 point. Big news, Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida, 6%. He's down 17 points from last year. Last year, he and Senator Paul were very close. Congressman Paul Ryan, former VP candidate with Mitt Romney, 3%. He's down 3 points from last year's straw poll. Rick Perry, who, of course, flubbed in the debates and raised an enormous sum of money early on in his presidential run in 2012. He came in with 3%. He will soon be the former governor of Texas, and he is considering a run again in 2016. I'm not sure exactly what he would have to offer. Bobby Jindal, he is the current governor of Louisiana. He came in at 2%, down 1% from last year. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, she came in at 2%, and I'm just going to say for the record, she's not conservative, okay? Don't let anybody kid you. And if we wanted to have a poster child for the conservative movement, it would not be Condoleezza Rice. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee came in at 2%, and former Alaskan Governor Sarah Palin came in also at 2%. So, and by the way, I'm happy to tell you that Jeb Bush, former governor of Florida, did not even show up on the poll. All right, let's play a clip from Rand Paul's speech. We're going to use a clip for every segment, and hopefully you'll get to know this man, his ideology a little bit better, and get a little education in the process. Senator Paul.
It isn't good enough to pick the lesser of two evils. We must elect men and women of principle and conviction and action who will lead us back to greatness. There is a great and tumultuous battle underway for the future, not of the Republican Party, but the future of the entire country. The question is, The question is, will we be bold and proclaim our message with passion, or will we be sunshine patriots retreating under adverse fire? Will we be firm in our convictions, or will we cower, defeated, and meekly dilute our message? Will we water down the Bill of Rights, or will we be all on fire?
Friend, I'm loving this. We're not going to dilute our message. Will we say the truth when we're under fire? That's the stuff that President Reagan was made of. You don't equivocate. You don't try and make your message a little bit more palatable like Mitt Romney did or like Chris Christie would do. You say the truth. And I believe it was Paul said, the Apostle Paul said, men do not come to battle unless they hear the clear sound of the trumpet. And what we will see in this speech from Senator Rand Paul is he pronounces the truth like a clear trumpet blast, without equivocation. And you can see it is going to rally people to him and to the cause of life and liberty. When we come back, what year was he born? How many siblings does he have? What do we know about this man? This is the voice of resistance.